Hey class, chapter 8.2, zero and negative exponents. So obviously in class yesterday introduced the multiplication of exponents. So, tonight on your homework, if you have any questions, make sure you email me. I do have my son's concert here tonight, so I will be there for a little bit, but I should be around my phone or my tablet when I get home if you have any questions. But it's very important that you understand what occurs in the product of powers or the powers of powers problems. It's very important that you understand that going forward. The first three sections in this chapter 8 really deal with exponents and the rules of those and the laws. So we got to make sure that we have those down. And we will review as well. So if you have any questions, we can go over those in class tomorrow or throughout the week. So here are the rules. A non-zero number to the zero power is 1. So automatically anything that has a power of 0 is 1, except when the a is 0. So if we have 4 to the 0, 1. A to the 0, which is in the example here, 1. Okay? The only time it's not is when you have 0 to the 0 power. Okay? Doesn't work out. Okay? So any number, any base that has an exponent of 0, 600 to the 0 power, 1. Okay? Automatically. So for example, and we may go over one of these in the video, but if we had remember, product of powers, you add these together, you get x to the 0, which is 1. Okay, positive 3, negative 3, add those together, you get 0 to the first power. Okay, and that kind of explains it here. I know we haven't seen negative too much yet, but here it is. A to the negative first, or a to the negative n, is the reciprocal of an a to the negative n equals 1. Okay. So let me rewrite this so you can kind of see it a little bit clearer. If we have a negative exponent, what we're going to do is take the reciprocal of that, meaning we're going to flip it, because remember there's a 1 at the bottom. We're going to flip it so that your exponent becomes positive. Okay. So again, as long as a does not equal 0. So if we had 3 to the negative second, well, we can't have an exponent that's negative, so we're going to flip it. 1 to the second, 3 to the second power, so it's 1 over 9 is your solution. Okay? So we're going to go over some examples now, but just understand that if you have a negative exponent, you have to take the reciprocal of that to make it positive. And if you have any number or any base or any variable to the power of 0, it's automatically 1. So examples. 2 to the negative second. Well, we have a negative exponent here, so we're going to take the reciprocal of that. So 1 over 2 to the second to make that a positive power. So 1 over 2 to the second. 2 to the second is 4, so 1/4. Okay. Automatically 0, you can just put 1. Because we know that negative 2 inside of the parentheses truly has an exponent of 1. 0, distribute that 0. 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 to the 0 power, 1. Anything to the 0 power. 5 to the negative x power. Well, we can't have a negative exponent, so we're just going to take the reciprocal of that, making that positive. So 1 over 5 to the x. And I don't tell you what x equals, so we can't solve it, so this would be your final solution here. Yeah. So let's add a little bit more to it. Remember, again, that this is 5 times 2 to the negative x power. So we're going to treat them separately first. Okay? So we have to make this positive, so we're going to take the reciprocal of that. And know that these are both over 1. Okay, remember, they're two different terms here. Remember, the exponent on the 5 is 1, so that is positive, so that's going to stay in the numerator. But since this x is a negative exponent, we're going to take the reciprocal of that. So this is really saying 5 over 2 to the x power, and this would be your final solution. Okay, we don't need to break down, 5 and 2. We can't do it because we don't know what x equals anyways. So just leave it to 5 over 2 to the x power. Okay, remember, 2 different terms. That's very important. Here, 2 times x to the negative second times y to the negative third. So 3 different terms here, all over 1. Negative reciprocal, negative power, negative power. So take the reciprocal of that. Okay, flip those down to the bottom. So you get a positive power. So 2 over x to the second, y to the third. Let's see a couple more. So now we have kind of like a powers of powers that we were talking about yesterday. Now, there's 2 things we could do here. And I would tell you right now, the easiest one is to make sure that your power of your power, the outside of the parentheses, is positive. So I would take the reciprocal of that right now and make that a positive 2. And then you distribute to both of these, so 5 squared is 25, and a squared is a squared. Now if you wanted to, you know that there's exponents of 1 here, so you could do 5 to the negative second, then a to the negative second, and then you can't have negative exponents, so you take the reciprocal of that, so you get 1 over 25 a to the second. Okay, either way, you could distribute that if you want. I would flip it immediately just to make sure that that is a positive from here to here. So 1 over d negative 3n. Can't have a negative exponent, so it's in our denominator now. So we're actually going to move that to the top. So we got d to the 3n power over 1. So here's your homework. 3 problems. Okay, remember, product of powers. Look back in your notes if you need that. Okay, powers of powers, but look at the negative exponent. Okay, negative exponent, but look at what we do here. Okay, and then look at here. See what the answer would be. Remember, this is 4 times k to the negative third. Okay, remember what the exponent is on the 4. Okay, while you're solving that. Go back through the problems if you need to just review, but remember, if you have anything to the power of 0, automatically 1. If you have any negative exponent, we take the reciprocal of that to make it a positive exponent. We must have a positive exponent in the end. All right, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Email me if you have any questions. Fast forward after you watch the video, go back, and rewatch some parts if you have any questions. All right, so I will see you tomorrow in class. Take care. God bless.